Hey there, happy coders, and first of all, welcome to the brand new and improved Happy Coding Studio here. It's a whole 3 feet away from the old studio, which was my couch. A lot of these videos are me messing around with different things, not just code, but also like my setup, which isn't really interesting to y'all, but stuff like how you get your microphone working and how you get your screen sharing working and all that stuff. I'm kind of practicing for something I'm preparing for. So I'm trying this new space out to see if it looks any better or sounds any better, or it's just more fun. So yeah, welcome to it. Feels a little weird to not be doing this from my couch, but we'll get through it together. So tonight in this coding video, where normally what I do is just hang out for an hour and just kind of code and walk through whatever I'm working on. Tonight I'm thinking of doing something related to Hanukkah, and there's a couple of reasons for that, but one is I kind of love the idea of coding with holidays. So a lot of my P5 examples happen to be Halloween examples, just because that's when I was making them. And I think that's a lot of fun. And, I think there's this feeling you get around certain holidays. And I think that you can kind of bring that over to coding. And I think that's really cool and fun. So I was planning on, or guessing that I was going to end up doing a bunch around like the holiday, the winter holidays, specifically around Christmas. I grew up celebrating some kind of atheist version of Christmas, basically. And so I was guessing that around Christmas time I was going to put together a few Christmas examples. And then I started to feel a little self-conscious about that. I thought, it's a little weird to only have Christmas examples. So maybe I should do some other holiday examples. And then I started to freak out about, is that okay? I'm not Jewish. So, is it bad for me to put together a Menorah coding example? And I got really in my feelings about it. And I was going to post a thing on Twitter, asking other people if it's okay or not. And in the end, I decided if the option is to do nothing and possibly exclude people, or to do something and end up looking kind of silly maybe, or getting stuff wrong, but other people can maybe use that as an example that they then work from and make something of their own. I'm going to go with this one. I'm going to go with the one there where I look silly, but other people might get something from it. So the disclaimer is that I am not Jewish. I have never celebrated Hanukkah myself. I've never lit a menorah, but I'm going to make a menorah today. So it's very likely I'll get stuff wrong. I've tried to do some research before this, but it's very likely I'm going to get something wrong. And when that happens, that's okay. Let me know either in the comments or the Happy Coding forum, and I'll be happy to learn more. So okay, there's my disclaimer about how I'm feeling weird. That's today's weirdness anyway. Okay, so to maybe talk a little bit more about what I'm thinking, and if y'all have celebrated Hanukkah before, maybe some of this you already know a lot better than I do, but there's actually rules around how you light a menorah. So menorah lighting order. And this is sort of true. I mean, it's the lighting order, but it's only half the story from what I've read, from what I've understood. So here's good old WikiHow with their beautiful art. So you light the middle one first. I guess that's called the shamash. I'm definitely going to say some words wrong here. And then you place candles from the right. So I don't know if they have an image for that. Sort of. Yeah, here you go. So you place candles on the first night of Hanukkah, you place a candle to the far right. And then on the second night of Hanukkah, you first place this one, and then this one. And then on the third night, it's this one, then this one. And then you light them in the reverse order. Then you light them from left to right. So it's like last in, first lit type situation. Um, which makes my job a little harder here as the coder, because like I think I know how to place candles from right to left, or from left to right, or whichever direction it would be. But this had some complicated. We're gonna have to figure it out. So we're gonna have to place candles from the right and then light them from the left. And I thought about a couple different options. I thought about like maybe I just ignore that rule. Honestly, I don't know how strict it is, or maybe it's different. People have different strictni. But I also am guessing that like part of what makes this kind of fun and enjoyable and like a memory is like the process of it. So I think I'm going to try to incorporate this rule in my code. Okay, I don't know what it's going to look like, but we're going to figure out. So I'm going to open up the P5 editor, and this gives us the P5 code editor where there's code on the left, and I can hit this run button, this play button, and I get my my beautiful canvas in the right hand side. So I've thought for like a couple days now. I think it's day 4 of Hanukkah right now, and I was going to do this on day 1, and like I got like kind of nerd sniped about how to do this. So I've been just kind of procrastinating and thinking about how I want to do this. So there's a whole range of things I could do. So I could like try to figure out what day of Hanukkah it is, and then based on that, just like show a sketch, like just draw all the candles all at once. But back to that like process idea, like I think that maybe lighting the candles is part of the fun. So I think I'm not going to do it that way. Then I thought like maybe it's interactive, so like maybe you can click around in the Menorah to like add a candle and like light a candle and stuff, and that could be fun, but I think it'll just take a little bit too long for a video. I think that might take me maybe a couple days worth of coding sessions to get it like looking right and working smoothly and intuitively and stuff. So instead, I think what I'm going to do is like have the simplest possible like UI I can. Maybe it's just like one button, maybe 2 buttons, something like that, and then clicking around, and that's kind of it. And so that's what I'm thinking. So staring at this blank canvas, how do I want to get started? So I could add a button that just does something, or I could start with the candles. And I think maybe I'll start with the button, actually. Yeah. So, and by button, I mean like, let's make it real dumb at first. Let's say like text, click to, what do you do first? You add a candle. And I'm not even going to make it like anywhere special. It's going to be like towards the bottom somewhere. It might not even be an actual button. We'll find out. So I'm just going to add some text, and there we go. Got click to add a candle. And I said button. It's really not a button. It's just like an instruction. You could maybe draw a rectangle around it, and maybe we'll get there. But for now, I just kind of want to think through the steps. So now I'm thinking, when the user clicks, what do I want to happen? And I want to add a candle, but where, right? So that's going to be one of the interesting pieces. So maybe I'll have like mouse clicked event function. And in this function, what do I want to do? I want to add a candle. And so what I might do is, there's a couple ways I can do this. I might have like a variable here saying like candle count, started at 0 first. Now it's a little tricky because if I look at a menorah, there are 9 total candles. The middle one, I don't know if it like counts as a candle, but it's like the middle one is like the first one. And so it gets a little tricky because it'd be easier if it was just a row of candles and I could just say, how many candles do I have? Okay, that's how many I draw. But in this case, it's like the first candle you have to draw in the middle, and then the rest of them you draw sort of in a row. So what I might do is maybe I like kind of special case that candle. and maybe I'll have like a Boolean for that one, like let, what is that middle candle called? I just looked at that word. Menorah middle candle. Is that called? Is that what it's called? All right, shamash. Okay, so I'm going to say like shamash placed, and maybe I'll set that to false at first. And so I'll say in mouse clicked, what I'll do is shamash placed equals true here. So that'll like place the shamash, and then like in draw, maybe I'll say like if shamash placed, and again, I know I'm saying that word wrong. I maybe probably should have looked up how to pronounce these words, but if I look stuff up before I do the video, I never actually get around to doing the video, and I just go into this like weird spiral of looking stuff up and not doing anything. So this is my process. All right, so if I have the shamash placed, I'm going to clean all of this up and make it look nicer. But for now, all I'm going to do is maybe draw like a candle. It's just going to be a line. So it's going to be at like width over 2. So in the middle. And maybe I'll start it out like at like height. Well, I'm going to maybe switch to decimals, and then maybe say like the X position is going to be the same. So actually let me do 0.5 and maybe draw it to like height times 0.5 or so. So what I should expect is, so when I hit run, nothing will change. It'll just be gray. Cool, no errors yet. And then when I click, shamash placed will become true, and I'll see a line in the middle, which will kind of represent my candle. And there we go. Okay, not a bad little start. So I've got my middle candle. I don't know if it's like bad to call it a middle candle, but I'm gonna probably call it that. Shamash. So I've got my shamash placed, and so now what do I want to do? When I click, I think I want to add more candles, like starting from the right and then going left. So this is where I can maybe get into candle count. So shamash placed is true. Actually, I think I only want to do this if we have not placed the shamash yet. So if we have not placed the shamash, actually, I'm going back and forth on like how to format this code like before I even write it, but like, all right, so now this will only happen if it's not already true, which doesn't really change our code yet, but what it means is that I can like say like now I can do something else. But I think I'm actually going to switch the order of this. So I'm going to say like if I already have placed the shamash, then I'm going to do something. I don't know exactly what yet, and otherwise I'm going to do what I already had. So if shamash placed, like if we're in this state where we already have that middle candle, then we're going to add a candle or something. Otherwise, that means that we have not placed the shamash, we have not placed any candles, so we're just going to say shamash placed is true. This is what I mean when I said earlier that it's kind of special cased, because it's kind of in the middle and it kind of needs to happen before anything else. There's probably other ways I could have done that, but this is, I don't know, this is how it fits in my brain. And so here what I might do is like candle count plus, so like just increase it by 1. And then, yeah, maybe. Then what I might do is maybe a for loop. Does this make sense? Does it make sense to have a for loop here? It's like for let I, yeah, maybe I equals 0. I is less than candle count I plus. So iterate from 0 to candle count, and then do something here, which is like draw the candle. So we're going to get into some math. Don't love that. So what I might do, how do I want to do this? So I want to draw from sort of the right side. So 0 is going to be towards the right. And if I look at a menorah again, so like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, okay. So I could maybe have like a known rightmost value in terms of width maybe, and then subtract a known sort of like buffer. Maybe that's the right way to do it. So like maybe I'll figure that out ahead of time. So like let right candle x equals like width times 0.9, maybe. I don't know. We can fiddle with that number in a minute, but what I might do is say like let candle x equals right candle x. So we already know our right candle x, and so I'm going to subtract I times some number. So maybe I'll say like const candle width maybe equals width times some number. I always just start with random-ish numbers here, and then I mess with them once I know what it looks like. So I times candle width. I'm guessing that this is going to be wrong, but we're gonna figure it out. Also, I'm guessing that you need to probably do something different between candles, like this candle and this candle, the one to the right of the shamash, the one to the left of it. So we're gonna see what breaks. So we're gonna click to add a candle. We got our shamash. We're gonna click to add another candle, and we should see one on the rightmost side. Well, I haven't actually drawn anything. Oh my goodness, this is rough. All right, so the line from like candle X to, I'm going to steal this number for now. I know that that's going to be wrong eventually, but for now, I'm just going to put them all the same width and height. Candle X and then height times 0.5. Actually, this is relatively easy to do, so here we'll just make it a little different, just because I know it has to be different based on the reading that I did. All right, so I'm going to click to add a candle, adds my shamash, then I'm going to click and I'm going to add a candle to the right, and that works. Okay, now I'm going to click again, and that works. Beautiful. I'm actually shocked that this works. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So now here we're at the thing that I was talking about. Like, I've added my 4 candles, and actually it's getting pretty close to, like, I'm not upset with those numbers. I chose them kind of arbitrarily, but they actually end up looking like they're spaced kind of decently. But I know that now when I click, I think it's going to overlap. Yeah, it got a little thicker, so it's just kind of overlapping the middle candle, the shamash, and then if I click again, now we're going to continue, but it's going to end up being too many candles, so it's kind of like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 candles. Actually, that's the right number, but like there's only 3 on this side, 4 on this side. Yeah, it's like, yeah, here, like this is not, I need to basically skip this candle. It's like skip this position anyway when I'm going from the right to the left. So how do I want to do that? Right candle X is width times 0.9. That's over here. Then I subtract like 0.1, which feels about right actually. But then when I get here, when candle count, or when I is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, when I is 4, or when it's 4 or more, I need to add or subtract something from this. So I need to say like I plus 1 actually. So here's a really gross way to do it, just because like I kind of have it in my brain. I'm going to maybe just do it this way at first and think about it. So what I might do is like candle count is greater than or equal to 4. If it is, then I plus 1. Actually, let me do it the other way. So if it's less than 4, then we just use I, which is the same thing. And otherwise, we use I plus 1. I think this will work. I think it's gross, but I think it'll work. That should be like, put that on a t-shirt. That's Happy Coding merch right there. It's gross, but it works. All right, so I'm going to click my middle candle. All right. Click again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, and actually something weird happened. Okay, so maybe it actually needs to be like less than or equal to 4. 0, 0, 1, 2, 3. No, this seems like it should be right, doesn't it? All right, so we got our middle candle. 1, actually 0, right? Candle count is 1. I is 0. 0, 1, 2, 3, and then it all shifts to the, oh. That's because it shouldn't be candle count. There should be I. Right. Okay, let's try it again. Middle candle, Shamash. Click, rightmost candle, 1, well, 0, 2, 3, 4. Didn't mess up. Okay, and now here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh man, that's actually pretty good. If you've never seen this syntax before, the syntax is super goofy. I always hate it when I see it. But this is called the ternary operator. So if you want to go down that rabbit hole, you can Google like ternary operator JavaScript, something like that, and you can learn more about it. But it lets you, it's kind of like an if statement, but it lets you like inline take one value or a different value based on some condition. So in this case, if I is less than 4, if I'm over here, then I want to just use the I variable as my sort of offset. Otherwise, that means I'm over here and I need to skip one by saying +1 here. There's probably other ways to do this, but this worked, so I might just live with it, honestly. The other way to do this would be to maybe put it in an if statement. So like have like if I is less than 4, then candle X, have that whole line in there. Else, then I have it the other way, but I think it's kind of a lot of repeated code, and I don't know if I feel like doing it. So what if I tidy code? Does that look okay? Nope, I hate it. I hate it so much. This is like a big part of every video. I know this is probably not super exciting to look at, but I get kind of obsessed over like code formatting, just because it's really hard to read if I don't. So whatever. All right, so I've got my right candle. Maybe I'll do it like this way. 1, 2, 3, 4-ish. Maybe I'll do it like that way. Sure. It doesn't really matter. But I think I'm going to leave it this way. Maybe I'll leave a comment saying like skip over Shamash in center. Shamash position, maybe. So that next time I have to read through this and I get to here and I am yelling at past me, I remember why I did it that way, which is always nice. Okay, so now I've got my candles working, I think. So so Shamash, 1, 2, 3, 4, skip Shamash, position 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm pretty happy with that. But this is not a Menorah. And like now I can just keep clicking and it'll add, there's a candle there, and it'll keep adding candles like off the left edge. And if it's day 4 of Hanukkah, which I think it is right now, how do I stop? And so here's where I think I might add a button, and this one will actually be a button. Or I might do like right click or something, but then it's like if you're on a phone, what does that look like? And a couple different ways to do it. I think actually for now what I'm going to do is maybe do maybe I'll just to get it working, just to get the basics working, I'm going to do something real simple and say like key pressed. And so now I'm going to pretend that any button on my keyboard is the button that I am being too lazy to implement right now, just to get the functionality working at first. So what do I want to do here? So this is like, I'm going to have a button. You can imagine like click anywhere to add a candle, so which is what we've had so far. And then maybe there's a button down here being like, click here to light the candles. So what I might do is like what should I say? Like maybe this is a Boolean variable that's like lighting, placing, or like maybe it could be like mode. So what do I need to do? I need to place candles and I need to light candles. And do I need to do anything else? Maybe just be kind of done. Is that a different mode? Or maybe I don't show any text. Yeah, so let's make it a string. A couple different ways to do it. This is like the way that occurs to me, but I'm representing like what the current state of the sketch is, and I'm just going to use a string, I think. So like placing, and then down here what I'll do is mode equals lighting. And so then what I want to do is maybe I will refactor this a little bit. So basically what I need to do is like wrap this whole thing in an if statement and say like we're only going to place candles if our mode is placing. And so in order to do that, maybe I'll say like place candle is here, just to put the code in one place. And maybe I'll have like function mouse pressed, and that's where my if statement will live. So I'll say like if mode equals, what did I call it? Placing. Then I will say place candle. And otherwise I won't do anything. So let's just test that out so far. So I'm gonna hit run, no errors or anything. I'm gonna click and I've placed the shamash, and I can place like, let's say 3 more. And now I'm gonna hit a key on my keyboard. Okay. And now I'm hoping that this key press function was triggered. It changed the mode to lighting, and now I can no longer place candles. And that's true. Okay, cool. So now instead, what I might do is like else if mode equals lighting. Now I need to do something else. Light candle. I don't know what that will look like yet. All right. It'll probably look kind of similar where I do like shamash, maybe I have like shamash lit and then candle lit count. And then maybe my for loop goes the other way, maybe. I think there's going to be something interesting because the way you have to do it has to start from the left to right, but I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. So let me just make some variables so far. So like I've got shamash placed, and I need like shamash lit. I could also just say like the shamash is always lit, because that's always like the first thing you do. I'm trying to think of how I want it to behave. So like after I click to light a candle, I think I'm actually going to always have it lit. I think that'll be like an indication of like what's happening to the user, because otherwise they're going to be like, nothing changed when I click that button. What the heck? So instead, what I'll do is say if shamash place, so I draw my shamash here. So I might say like, what do I want to say? Like if mode, for now I'm going to say if mode equals lighting. Maybe I could have put these in other variables or something instead of always typing the string, but whatever. If mode equals lighting, which is our only other mode so far, then I always want to draw some fire or something at the top of my candle. So how do I want to do that? How do I want to draw fire? For now, I think I'm just going to draw like a circle. And I'm going to put it at like width times 0.5. Where did I put this thing? Height times 0.2. Height times 0.2. Oh, wait. Did p5 add zeros? p5, you're so scandalous. It did. And when I tidied the code, p5 hates not having a 0 in front of the decimal place. Oh man. p5 and I always have these minor disagreements. That what makes our relationship so rewarding. What's wrong with me? All right, so I'm going to draw a circle, and maybe I'll just make it kind of, I don't know, 25-ish, and it will not be very interesting yet. It won't be actually fire. It'll just be a circle, but that's okay. So I'm going to click to add a candle. Don't see a circle yet. I'm going to add a couple more candles. I know all this stuff works. Now I'm going to change my mode to lighting, and I see my circle. This is my fire. This is my candle light, and it actually works. Okay, cool. So I'm pretty happy with that. Now what do I want to do next? Actually, I might move all this down. Maybe. Let me think about this. So do I want to maybe like draw all of my candles first and then draw all of my flames? Or do I want to draw like each candle and then maybe its flame at the same time? So let me maybe think about this. This for loop. So what I'm going to have eventually is like a flame count, maybe lit candle count, maybe lit candle count. Maybe I'll rename that to placed candle count. That's going to be 0 at first. And then I'm going to like increase it down in light candle, maybe function light candle. I'm going to say like lit candle count plus plus. This is very similar to what I did here, but now it's like placing flames instead of placing candles. And then based on the value of lit candle count, then I need to light the candles from left to right. So this for loop goes from right to left, but I think maybe I can have an if statement in here that's like if something, then draw my flame. And I think this is going to be something like, let's think about this. If I is 7, then what do I want to do? I want to draw my flame if my lit candle count is greater than or equal to 1. If it's 6, then it's 2. If it's 5, it's 3. So there's a pattern there. So let me maybe type some of this stuff down. So like if I is 7, then I want to draw it if what did I say? If lit candle count is greater than or equal to 1. Yeah, so if I is 6, then I want to draw it if lit candle count is greater than or equal to 2. If so I think it might be 8 minus I. Let's see if that holds true. If I is 5, then I want to draw it if lit candle count is greater than or equal to 3. Yeah. So I'm hoping that pattern is real. Sometimes I just make stuff up. But I think that makes sense. So like if I'm at candle 0, actually, yeah, let's maybe like go down to that. So like if I is 0, then I want to only draw it if lit candle count is greater than or equal to 8, right? Yeah, okay. So this is kind of going from the 8th candle that you placed, you want to light your candles all the way down to 0 being the last one. So I think this is if 8 minus lit candle count, or if I is, wait, so if lit candle count, so there's some math between 8 lit candle count and I. So what I'll do is say like if I is less than, right? Because I'm starting out at 0. So, or no, I'm starting out at 8. If I is greater than, so I don't know, there's going to be some math. Let's just do it one way, and then we'll maybe just check it and do it the other way. Oh man, shotgun debugging for the win. Let's just try it. Circle. What do I want? Like maybe I'll put these in variables. So like let candle. Oh, so I already did candle X. Did I do candle Y? No, I just have it always being the same Y. So like 0.25, and then I don't remember what I said, but let's say 25. So I don't know. Let's just see. Kind of want to clean this code up though. It's driving me a little nuts. Let's just see. So I can add some candles. Okay. And now I'm going to switch modes. Okay. And now I want to click again. Nothing happened. Cool. And I'm clicking and nothing. Wait, it took me a few times, but oh, that's because why? It took me a few times, but I think it sort of worked. Kinda. This math is almost right. I'm not sure if it should be 8 though. I think it might be like lit candle count. This is the kind of thing where I just need like 10 minutes and like a piece of paper. It's going to be really hard to do this while talking. Oh my goodness. Let me just run through this and like think about this. So I've got my 8 candles. So let's say, actually, let's start with just like 3 candles. So I've got my 3 candles. So this is 0, 1, 2. So and that's placed. That's just candle count, right? Yeah, candle count. So wait, lit candle count. So it's I think candle count is going to be in here somewhere too. Right. So it might not be 8 here. Maybe it's just candle count. Because I was thinking in terms of like the last day, but I needed to think in terms of like each day, and so maybe this is something. I could think through that a little bit more, but I could just do it and see if it worked. So now I've lit my shamash. I'm going to click again. No, nothing happened. That's once, 2, 2, 3, 4. Maybe I need a +1. Maybe I'm just off by 1 here. So I need lit candle count less than. Maybe this needs to be less than or equal to. This is such a bad example of how to code because I'm like not actually thinking about any of this. I'm just like, what if I change this? Which is actually straight up how coding is done. All right, so I've got my shamash lit. Now I should click. Yes, that's beautiful. Well, I don't know if beautiful is the right word, let's be honest. But I can do it that way. Okay, cool. And if I click again, I'm not going to add another flame, am I? No, okay, cool. Because like this kind of won't, this won't evaluate to true, I think. Awesome. That's actually pretty good. I did not expect it to work at all, but we got through it. Okay, so I've got my flames and I've got my, oops, that's just not necessary at all. All right, P5, do you wanna tidy this, or are you gonna get mad at me? Oh my goodness, P5, how dare! I hate it. But you do at the zeros. It's so funny. I think that's a very new feature. I did not like see that the last time I was messing with P5, which was like 2 days ago. Anyway, so this is mostly working already, actually, for like functionality wise. But let's think about like how we want this to work. So I click and I can add the shamash, and I add the regular candles. I'm guessing there's a word for those, and then I can like click a button. In this case, it's just a keyboard key. I might add it as a button or something, and then I can light the flames. And you always want to wait. What? Oh my goodness! What now? Oh, that's because you actually did need that. Whoops, my bad. Sorry, P5. What was I saying? So I can click to add my flames, right? And then you always want to light all the candles, right? Yeah. If I'm wrong, tell me. Yeah, you always want to light the candles, but like the lighting of it is the fun part. So like I don't want to just light all of them automatically in code. So that's why I kind of make it this like interactive process. But like I don't want to switch modes yet. I think I just want to like let the user do it. But now when I get here, now I want to switch modes. And that mode is just like done, I think. And maybe I'll say like Happy Hanukkah at the bottom or something. Yeah, so in mouse pressed, so then I say like light candle, and so here like I'll say like if lit candle count is what is equal to placed candle count, or just candle count I called it, then I'm going to say mode equals done, something like that. And what do I need to do? I need to say mode equals lighting, or mode, what? That's annoying. Or mode equals done here, so that my shamash stays lit. Actually, I can maybe take that out and show you why I need that, but yeah, whatever. I'll hit run here, and so I'm going to place some candles. I'm going to click into lighting mode. My shamash is lit. I'm going to click to light the other candles, and now I'm done. And well, nothing will change really. Maybe I should have done something a little bit different. What I'll maybe say is like, so here I'll say like if mode equals placing, I'll say that. And yeah, okay, this is starting to make sense. Else if mode equals what I call lighting, then I will say like click to light a candle maybe. And otherwise, I'm just gonna maybe say like, I can just do else here since that's my only other mode, and if I make a mistake, maybe it's okay. And here I'll just say like, well, first of all, I'm going to get annoyed by using double quotes. It does not matter, but I want to be consistent. Maybe I'll just say like Happy Hanukkah here. And very embarrassingly, I'm probably going to have to Google how to spell that. Happy Hanukkah. I think that's right, but let me just double check. Yeah, you didn't spell check me, so sure. Again, if I'm wrong, please tell me. So now I would expect when I run it, I can click to add a candle. I can add as many candles as I want. Maybe I'll change that in a second, but now I can click my invisible button by just clicking my keyboard. And whoops, I would have thought, oh, I didn't actually change this to light a candle. Should actually change it. So I can place, click my invisible button, and now it says click to light a candle, and light, and I'm going to light the last one, and I expect this to change to happy. Well, I expected to throw an error actually because I didn't give it all the parameters. And I didn't use the right quotation marks either. Oh my goodness. The true miracle will be if I can get through this without throwing my computer out the window. All right, place, click my invisible button. Now we're lighting candles, and I can light the candle, and light the last candle, and I get Happy Hanukkah. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. I could like maybe click to reset or something, but whatever. You got the refresh button. You can reset yourself. What else do I want to do like functionality wise before I get to like what it actually looks like? Because my guess is that this is not the kind of candle that you grew up with. I think what I want to do is fix the placing to attic, fix the like adding a candle logic. Like it'll just let you keep trucking. And I think what I want to do is something very similar to what I did here. So if candle count is what equals 8, then mode equals lighting. So I'm just going to force you to start lighting the candles if you've added 8 candles, because you shouldn't be able to add more than that. At least, traditionally, if you are coding along and you want more than 8 candles in your menorah, I'm not going to stop you. All right, let's test that out. So I'm placing. Now I've got 5, 6, 7, and on my last one, I expect this to change over to lighting. And it does, okay. And now I can click over. I didn't have to click my invisible button or anything. Nice. All right, cool. I'm pretty happy with that. All right, so there are clearly many things that I still need to do. And let me just check the time. And yeah, okay. I always do these like right before dinner, and so it's always a race against time. Like, do I get hangry and my brain stops working before the end of the video or not? We'll see. We'll find out. All right, so I like the functionality is there. So I usually start out, well, I tend to go back and forth, but today I started out by like getting through the functionality worked, honestly, because I didn't know if I would be able to do it. And so I didn't want to spend an hour and a half making the most beautiful looking virtual menorah that has ever been coded just to figure out that I'm too dumb to do like the math that I needed to do, and then just that progress would be for nothing. So I got the kind of I don't want to call it the hard part because they're kind of hard in different ways, but I got the part that I was nervous about out of the way. So this works. This functionally works. It's really ugly, but it works. And so now I can play around with like making it look nicer. So, a few obvious things. One, I don't actually have a menorah. My candle's just floating in the middle of nowhere. Clearly, that's something I should change. My candles are just sticks. That's something I should change. The flames are just circles. Very boring. Well, maybe not boring, but not very fiery. My text is just kind of here in the middle of nowhere, and my button is invisible, and it's a button on my keyboard right now. So many things that I could do. I think I'm going to start with the menorah part, because I think maybe some of like placing things and that kind of thing might kind of depend on where I actually put my menorah. So let me look at like what this looks like. So there's a few, there's many different designs, which is cool. I think that's something that you can play with if you're coding along. So like there's this like, I don't know, half circle design, and that's also not a menorah, or that's not a, I don't know, it only has 6 instead of 8. That's a different kind of thing, I think. Also the middle one is at the same level. Anyway, but there's different designs. So this half circle thing seems to be pretty common. There's this cool triangular design. This is really cool. This like tree looking one. So I'm trying to figure out like what do I want to do. I think what? Dinosaur. So clearly that's what I have to do. No, I'm just kidding. I'm trying to think of like what I want mine to look like, and the half circle I think would be pretty doable. Yeah, maybe. Let me think about that. I think so. And it also seems to be pretty common. So maybe that's what I go with. Maybe I try the half circles. The other way I might do it is like make them like straight, like just kind of rectangular. But I don't see an example of that. Maybe this is kind of close to what I would do, only I would make it like a right angle probably, just because my programmer art. But a lot of these are half circles, so maybe I'll try that. Yeah, okay. So how do I want to do this? Oh man. I think what I might do is start with the center, like whatever that thing's called, like the candelabra, maybe the center like handle thing. Again, there's probably words for all this stuff, and I'm sorry that I don't know them. Please tell me in the comments. But let me start with that. So maybe I'll do like, first of all, I'll do like maybe line stroke weight of some like pretty large number. So I don't know, let's just try like 25 to start with. What do my candles look like? Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's not terrible. But I specifically want this for the menorah part, like the holder part, not the candle part. So maybe what I'll do is like stroke weight, I don't know, something smaller down here. So my candles are, bigger than they were, but not so huge. But what I want to do is maybe I'll draw. Do I want these to be lines or rectangles? I think lines. So I'm going to draw a line. So the width is always going to be times 0.5 or times 0.5. I could draw it just from like the straight up bottom. I think maybe that's what I'll do. Width times 0.5, height 2, width times 0.5, height. And where do I want my candles to actually start? So I could just do like height times 0.5 just to start. Maybe. So now I've got my center. I mean, like my text needs to move and stuff, but I've got this, and now I can click to place, and now my candle sort of starts at where that ends, maybe. Sorry, my foot fell asleep, and I'm trying to rearrange myself without making it too annoying on the microphone. Inside baseball. Maybe I think that, like, I don't know if I want my focus to be the handles. Let's look at some of the pictures. Like, how much? This is like 50-50. This is like mostly handles, not really candles. Handle versus candle. I mean, a lot of them are actually kind of 50-50 now that I'm looking at them. So the holder seems like, I don't know, equally important. Some of them are a little bit different, but a lot of them are, like the holder part takes up at least 50%, which I guess makes sense. So yeah, maybe I'll just do 50-50. I don't like that it's kind of rounded, so maybe what I'll do is, I always forget this one, so I'm going to go to the P5 reference, and it's like stroke, like cap or something, like stroke style, stroke something, stroke cap. Stroke cap, I think I want square. I think I want this. And this will make my lines like end in a sort of a straighter ending. I guess it's probably called a cap. Let's just try that. And okay, that now it's like, you know, straight. And okay, cool. What I might do just for fun is maybe I'll say like, this is just gonna be stroke of, I don't know, I'm gonna probably look up a better color in a minute, but for now I'm just gonna say like silver, and then down here maybe I'll say stroke of, I don't know, blue, just to get something started. And let me maybe rearrange this to be kind of similar, and this is going to be the actual menorah. Okay. What? Oh, that's really hilarious. That's my text. That's funny. So maybe down here I'll go back to like stroke of 0. It's kind of trippy, actually. Actually, no, I want no stroke down here. Wait, what? Do I? No. What? No. Do I want no stroke here? Really? I guess I do. I wouldn't expect that to be how that worked. Anyway, but now I've got like a silver menorah, okay, and now I've got a blue candle. All right, that doesn't look terrible. Clearly, I need more tines. I need more of these things. So here's where I was getting at. Like, do I want just like straight lines, and that would be doable, or do I want to do the semicircle kind of thing? So honestly, I think now that I'm thinking about it, I might just go with lines. I think I might just go with like right angles, because I don't know if I feel like doing the math to figure out exactly how big my circle needs to be. I think it'll be probably 0.2, 0.4. Maybe let's just try it. Maybe I'm just being too grouchy. So what do I want? I want an arc, and I want to go from 0. Wait, I want to look this up because I always forget. Arc. Nope. Yep. So what does it take? It takes x, y, width, height, start, stop. Okay. So x and y are always going to be width times 0.5. Is this right? Height times 0.5. This is why I didn't want to do this, because I always get really confused by arc. And width and height, are always going to be width and height. I think, no, it's not. It's going to be width times. So what did I do? I placed my rightmost candle at 0.9, and so that means my leftmost candle is going to be at 0.1. So I think that my whole width of my menorah is going to be width times 0.8, like the width of the canvas times 0.8, and my height is going to be, this one might actually be height. I don't actually know, and I want to go from 0 to pi. Is that a half circle? Let's just find out. Kind of actually. I think I want no fill. Kind of. I don't think I actually wanted height. I actually don't think this. Oh yeah, okay. So let's just try like 0.5. Let's see what this looks like. Yeah, okay, that's a little cooler. Okay, and then let's click to add a candle, and then click to add another one, and okay, cool. And then you kind of see where the other ones would be. All right, that's not bad. I might play with this height times 0.5 in a second, but it's honestly not the worst thing I've ever seen in my entire life as is. Okay, so I've got my like outermost one, and so how many do we need? We need 4. Could probably make this into a for loop, but I don't quite have the pattern yet. So I think is width times point. So width 0.5, height 0.5. That's always going to be the center because like that's the center of my whole thing. So I think these are the numbers that are going to change. So I think this might just be like 0.6. Kinda. So the width is right, the height might be wrong. Or the height might be something I can change. So that'll kind of change where the arc is like horizontal or vertically. So okay, I kind of want to space it out a little bit more. So I think maybe this one maybe starts at like 0.75 maybe. Let's see. Yeah, not the worst thing ever. I need to place them. So let me just put them all in there, and then let's play with them. Like kind of vertically. So what do I want to do? Like maybe 0.5 here, and this is the third one. So this one needs to be like 0.4. Height times 0.4. Let's just see what it looks like. Yeah, like I said, I'm going to play with it. So let's just get it working. So that's 3, and I need one more to be the 4th one. So this is going to be width times 0.2 because like since I gave the candles a kind of a buffer of 0.1, it needs to be like 0.1 to the left of the centermost and 0.1 to the right of the center, which is 0.2. So that's where this number is coming from, and then like the next sort of layer will be 0.2 more, which is 0.4. Okay, so this is kind of making sense. The height is goofy. I don't have that quite figured out, but it's getting there. So one thing I could do is just make them all start from the same point. I mean, I think it's valid. Again, if I'm wrong, let me know. But judging from the sort of diversity of designs on image search, I think it's kind of fair game. So like, is this a menorah? Is this okay? If I click, I'm adding candles. If I click my button, oh, my fire is now blue, but that's okay. But you can kind of see, you know, this is menorah-ish. But you know, there's a few things I could do. So my stroke weight is 25 right now. I think that might be too much. So maybe I'll take that down to like, I don't know, 15. Maybe that gives me a little bit more breathing room with these candles. So like maybe I do like 0.75. So I have 4 of them. So what do I want to do? Like maybe I'll start go from 0.2 to 0.8. So like 0.2, 0.4, 0.6, 0.8. Wait, is that just the same thing? Oh, it is. That's funny. So maybe I overthought all of that, and I should have just used the exact same number here. Whatever. Actually, yeah, that looks actually pretty good, if I do say so myself, and it kind of matches some of these designs as well. Although this one needs to, I think maybe there might be something goofy with where I put my candles. So like that starts in the right position. Do the other ones? Oh no. So this is getting into maybe some of the stuff that I don't actually know. I know that the candles have to end up at a different height. Like the center one needs to be off, but like, is it okay if I think the candle shouldn't be a different height? I think this thing should be a different height. So, all right, let me fix that, I think. How do I want to do that? I want to say instead of going from height to height times 0.5, I'll go to times 0.4. Wait, height times, yeah. So now this is a little off center, and I think that's how it's supposed to be. And now I can click, and I'm still, oh no. So I need to maybe change where my Shamash starts. So I have Shamash place, so it's width times 0.5, height times 0.2, which is up there, height times 0.4 is here. So my total height of my candle is height times 0.2. Is that what I used for the other candles? 0.25 is what I used for the other candles, so that's a little shorter. So I think maybe I'll just make my candles the same height. I think that's okay, as long as they start out on a different height, right? So now it starts out up there, and I can place them, and I can place them, and I can place them, and that looks okay. If I'm getting nitpicky, I think maybe this is a little bit too much. And sure, let's do something a little bit different. So I will, instead of saying 0.4, maybe let's say 0.45. This is getting real nitpicky, but welcome to my world. 4.5, and so maybe I want this to be 0.2, so it's 0.25 in height, and yeah, okay, I think that looks a little bit better. Yeah, I like that. So my foot is asleep again. That's not bad. I even as is, I don't. This is not the worst thing I've ever seen in my entire life. What color should my background be? So right now it's just kind of gray, which isn't great for the silver. I could also just change the Menorah color. Or are they kind of gold, maybe? I don't know. There's a mix. I think I kind of prefer silver to gold personally, but I don't know how much my preference actually matters in this context. But I definitely want to change my background color. So let's see, like, a lot of these are just like a generic background color. So, actually gray is not that off here, but I tend to like darker backgrounds. So let's just see what that looks like if I go down to like 32. Ooh, maybe a little brighter. Maybe. Okay. I clearly want to do something about these fires. But we're getting pretty close, I think. I know I also lost my text, so I need to fix that as well. Maybe I'll fix that right now. So where do I want to do that? I want to do here. So I have no stroke and I have no fill above. So I think I need to do like fill of some color. Here, maybe I'll just do white. So now we can see it again at least. Okay. And I want to maybe put my text at like 25. So like pretty close to the left edge. Or actually, let's look at, do I have room at the top? Maybe I'll put it at the top. Yeah, I've got a pretty good amount of room at the top. I'm kind of thinking about where that button should go as well. So like maybe the text is over here and the button's over here, or like, I don't know, maybe the text is up in the upper left and the button's in the upper right. It's kind of personal preference, honestly. It doesn't really matter. Once I start, oh, you know what? Here's what's going to decide it. I might have put it down in the bottom right corner, but I realized in my last video that when I was messing around in the bottom right corner, my stupid face was covering it up, which is really annoying, and I'm sorry and stuff, but just to avoid that problem and not force me to figure out like how to move my dumb little face into a different corner, I'm just going to put the button in the upper right corner. That solves the problem and gives me an excuse to not like nitpick over exactly where I want to put it. So win-win. So that means that my text can go in the upper left corner. Click to add a candle. Cool, good enough. Click, 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 click. And I think that's just where I put my text, up in the corner. Always at 25, just to give it like some margin, some breathing room. I should also probably mess with different width and height canvases, because I used width and height a bunch and I didn't actually check if my math works, but that sounds like a later problem. So now my text should work, so I can add my candles. I can click my invisible button. Now I'm lighting candles, light, 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 and the only way to get out of this mode, right, is to light all the candles, right? Yeah. Okay. Cool. I might get rid of this text. This Happy Hanukkah text, or like, it's Happy Hanukkah. Maybe I'll move it to the center, actually. Maybe that's what I'll do, because the button won't be there anymore. How do I want to do this? So this is going to get a little gross, because I usually do like text mode. So maybe I'll do, Yeah, maybe I'll do that here. So text mode center, and here, what's the other option? Is it just left or is it like corner text mode? So why I'm doing this is, wait, text mode is the thing. Text mode, string mode, text mode, text align. Oh, that's right. Right, center, left. Yeah, okay. So by default it's left, and that's helpful for this kind of text when I want it like aligned to the left over here, but I don't want it to always be left. So I'll do like text mode left here because that's just kind of the default, and then text mode center here, and then I'll do width times 0.5 here, and the height will stay the same. So let's run through that. Nope. Text mode, text align. That's what I just looked up and forgot. In this time it took me to switch tabs, which again, you can tell I'm getting hungry. Click to add a candle, add, and click my invisible button. Now we're adding fire, and then I'm going to click to add the last fire, and I expect Happy Hanukkah to sort of jump over to the center. And it does, okay. I can change the text size and stuff, but I'm going to worry about that later. The next thing I want to do is add my button, which will be when. So in click to add a candle, right now, the only way to like finish adding a candle is to click a button on the keyboard, because I have that in key pressed. I want to move that to like a button in the upper right corner. Yeah, that says like click here to done, or like light or something. You know, there's other ways to do that. Like if you're coding along, like maybe you want it to like, if you click on a candle, then you light it. You know, there's different ways to approach it. I'm going to do a button though. So what do I want to do? First, I want to draw a button, I think. And what do I want to do there? I want to say like, maybe over here, I want to say like if mode. So I already have like if mode equals placing here. Yeah, so maybe I'll put it here. Maybe I'll draw my button here. So I'll say like, I'm going to draw a rectangle, and I'm going to put it where? I'm going to put it like width times, I don't know, how big do we want these things to be? So this is 0.1. I think maybe 0.2-ish is probably right. Width times, so it's going to be 0.8, so the width minus 0.2. And it's 0 to start with, because up in the top, and then a width of, it doesn't really matter actually, because you're going off the right edge of the screen, but 0.2, and a height of height times 0.2. So I expect to see a rectangle of some kind when I'm placing, and there it is. It's just white. So I could maybe say like fill of, instead of 255, that's going to get a little gross. No, it's fine. Fill of, like, what color do I want my button to be? Maybe I make that a little, do I make that brighter or darker than the rest? Maybe I make it blue. So let's just try that. And there we go. We have our blue one. So click to add a candle. I might play with this in a second because I don't know if I always want it there, but yeah, we'll see. So I can click, and what I want is when I click here, it changes over to light. Okay, yeah, this is going to make sense. So maybe I'll have like some text that says like text light. I don't have a lot of room to work with here, so light. And where do I want that? Actually, I want this to be, it's going to get annoying, but text align, light. And where do I want this thing? I want this thing to be at width times 0.9, which is like right in the center of the button, and height times 0.1. I think maybe I might need another center or something, but let's just find out. Play, and I needed to change my fill color, I think. So fill of, let's just say white. Yeah, okay. So that works actually. That lines up okay. I might change a lot of this. We'll see depending on time. I think I might cut myself off at dinner time, but I could fiddle around with a lot. But now this works. Okay. Now I want to add. So right now the button doesn't actually work. I can click it and it'll just be as if I'm clicking anywhere else. So what I want to do is modify my mouse pressed function to say if I'm currently, well, basically if I'm showing the button, which means if mode is placing, then I want to check if I'm inside the button. Yeah. Okay. So how I can do that is I can say if mouse X is greater than the left edge, which is width times 0.9, and mouse Y is less than the bottom edge of the button, which is at height times 0.2, height times 0.1, isn't it? Yeah, 0.1. Then I want to do something. Otherwise, I want to place my candle because that means I'm just like clicking anywhere else. Key. Okay. So what do I want to do here? I think I just want to switch the mode. Actually, I want to just do this mode. So instead of key pressed, I'm going to move the function, the code that was in key pressed, which was like my invisible button, into this code, which is when I click on my actual button. What are you complaining about? Still the zeros, huh? P5, so finicky. Let's just let you do it. It's fine. I don't like it, but it's fine. Okay, so now what did I just do? I changed my mouse pressed function to, hopefully anyway, sort of listen to where my cursor actually is, and which will mean like it only changes the mode to lighting if my cursor is in the button. So let's just try that. So I'm going to click and I can place, and I'm clicking, like, let me click down here. Okay. Let me click up here. Okay. Seems to work. Now I'm going to click the light button and I expect it to sort of switch over, and it does. Okay. My instructions say light, my button goes away, and my beautiful blue ring of fire is there, and I can click to light, click to light, click to light, click to light, and it says Happy Hanukkah at the bottom. Okay, cool. That's pretty close. It's getting closer. Yeah. So I want to play with like maybe the text size eventually, and maybe this button a little bit more, but I think the next logical thing is that fire. That fire is clearly wrong. So let's try that. So where do I draw that fire? I draw that fire in a couple places, actually. I draw it here for the Shamash fire, and then I draw it down here for the for each individual candle. So maybe what I'll do, a couple ways I could do this. Let's see. So I can maybe move it into a function, like draw fire, and then that takes some parameters. Yeah, let's do it that way. So I've got place candle, I've got light candle, I've got mouse press. Let's see. I think maybe I'll put it here. Kind of put it next to draw, but like not in the sort of, there's like event functions and then draw functions. So this will be like draw fire. Function draw fire, and it'll take some parameters, maybe just an X and a Y. Is that all it needs? Maybe. And for now, what I'll do is maybe I'll just do the same thing just to test that it all sort of works. And here I'll do X and Y, X, Y, and then wherever I have the old code, which is just calling circle, I'll say draw fire, and the only parameters it takes are X and Y, so I'll delete the size. Okay. Draw fire, and I'll delete the size because that doesn't matter. Okay. So I think nothing should change. So I've got my candles, I've got my light. Okay. Got my light, got my light, got my light. Okay. So now I can mess with this draw fire function, and that'll work in every place I call it. So what do I want to do? I think I just want to kind of do like maybe a red circle, or maybe a random colored circle. Yeah, maybe. So what I might do is maybe I'll make an ellipse because maybe I want it to be kind of maybe longer. ellipse, and X and Y, sure, maybe. Maybe that stays the same, and the width is, maybe I'll do like random 25, and the height, maybe random 25. I don't know. Let's just see what this looks like. So right now it's always blue. Let's maybe just make it always red. What is this? Fill, stroke. So I need stroke. Do I need stroke? I don't know. It doesn't really matter. 25500 is like RGB. Maybe fill of RGB. I think I want to play with that in a second, but let's just see what it looks like. Place, light. Wait, what? That didn't work. Why not? Why didn't that work? Light? Oh my goodness, something terrible happened. All right, first of all, something weird happened when I clicked over here, so I think I might be wrong on my math. Yeah, I'm wrong on my math with the button. So where did I do? I think I said 0.9. I think this needs to be 0.8 actually, and this needs to be 0.2. Yeah, and that makes sense because this takes up like 2 candle widths. Okay, yeah, so I think that's that problem. So I can say light, and now I can click here, and now I'm lighting. Okay, so I've got my fire, which I don't know, might look like fire, and my candles need to be recolored. So let me do that. Where do I do that? I do that here. So I draw fire here, and now I want to go back to drawing candles. So I'm going to say fill, or do I need stroke here? Stroke of blue. Okay, so I can click to add, light. Okay, and that's ridiculous, but whatever. Light another one. Okay, we're still not quite right with the colors. So stroke is blue. Oh, draw fire. Oh, I need to do the stroke of blue inside the for loop, I think. It's a little sus, actually. I wouldn't think that would matter. Although, wait, let me think about this. Whatever. I guess it makes sense. Again, you can tell I'm getting hungry because my brain is not working. But it only half works when it's working anyway. All right, light. Happy Hanukkah. Okay, so we can still play with the fire a little bit, I think. So the circle, I don't love it. I think we want, maybe it should always be, like, I don't know if it ever makes sense for a flame to be wider than it is tall. So maybe it's always a little skinnier than it is tall. So what I can do is maybe say like const fire height equals random 25, and then I'll say this is fire height, and this is random of fire height. Oh my goodness, I can't talk and type at the same time. So random fire height. So light, width and height. Nope, clearly I want that to be the other way around. Oh man, it's getting rough in here. Random fire height, and then yeah, that did the opposite of what I wanted it to do, but it did exactly what I told it to do. Light, okay, maybe. Light, maybe. I think there's a couple things I could change there, but I don't hate it. First of all, I never want it to go down to 0 height, I think, because you can kind of see there's this weird artifact, so maybe I'll start out at like 5 maybe. Also 25 is maybe not big enough, so I might change that as well. But another thing I might change is the color. So right now it's always red. I think I want it to be a mix of like red, orange, yellow. So how do I do that? So I think similar, what I'll do is like const fire red. This gets the full treatment up to 255, and then I can do like const fire green equals random of fire red. So like it's never going to be more green than it is red, so this might make it be like yellow or orange, I think. And never blue, is that going to be right? We'll see. So I think this will make it like between red and yellow and orange and stuff, but let's find out. Place, and yeah, okay, it gets like too dark, I think. So maybe I'll change this from 0 to 255 to like 100 to 255, maybe. That's not terrible. It's kind of funny looking. I might, there's now we're in the point where I might just play with parameters, but I think maybe 25 and 5 are not quite dramatic enough. Maybe we'll go with like, I don't know, 10 and 50. Is 50 gonna be too much? Also, I should probably base this off the height of the canvas, but whatever. I don't hate that. It kind of moves a little too fast for me. So, I could just slow the frame rate down. That would work. I could maybe add some like more smarter randomness to it, but for the sake of time, I think I'm gonna maybe just leave that. So maybe let's just decrease the frame rate down to, I don't know, 15. So it should still be, it's still responsive and stuff. Now when I light it, no, I don't like that. That's a little too slow. And the other thing that I don't love is that the fire is kind of centered from the top of the candle, when really what I want is for the fire to like start at the top of the candle. So instead of like specifying the center of the fire, what I want to do is specify like the bottom of the fire. So I think what I can do is what in here where I say like y, I can subtract do I want the full height or I want a half height? I think I want half height. Fire height times 0.5 divided by 2, whichever you prefer. So I'm just moving the fire up a little bit so that's not centered on the top of the candle. Ooh, that's so much better. Okay, that's cool. You might draw a wick, I guess. Meh. That's a lot better, and I think I can maybe decrease this 50, maybe it's 40 instead. It really should be like width times point something, so width times 0.1 maybe. We'll see. What? Oh, well, I guess that's something I should fix. I went straight to light the candle, and yeah, now I'm lighting the the shamash when it's not even there yet. Okay, so I should fix that, but let's just focus on the fire at first. Okay, I don't hate that. I don't love it, but it's kind of fine. It demonstrates the basics are here, and if you want to play with fire, it's a funny way to say it. If you want to play with what the fire looks like, you certainly can, and that would just be, I shouldn't say just, but that would involve changing this draw fire function. You can fiddle around with it a little bit more, but I think I'm okay with what it looks like now. So what did I want to do? I wanted to fix this button. So right now I can jump straight to lighting, which is clearly not right. So what do I want to do? So where do I draw that button? I draw that button here. And I think I only want to draw the button if I've placed at least one candle. Yeah. Am I still just going that candle count? Yeah, candle count is what? Greater than or equal to 1. Then I draw my button. Yep. Sure, tidy code, even though I don't agree with how you tidy it. It's okay. So now my button's not there. And I can place, and it takes click to add a candle. I click to add a candle. I add the shamash. I still need to click to add a candle, and now I can light it, because you need at least one candle. It doesn't make sense, I think, to light only the shamash. Again, tell me if I'm wrong, but from what I read, I think that's true. Now I can click light, and I can click to light a candle, and then it's done. Okay, cool. The other thing I want to fix is, so I'm not drawing my button, but technically it's still there, so I can click it, and that's not right. So I want to fix that, and I want to maybe steal the line of code I just wrote and do that down here. So if blah, blah, blah. So here's where I check my where I clicked. Yeah, and so I want the same thing actually. So like maybe just steal this. So if I've placed at least one candle and I clicked in the button, then I want to switch to lighting. So now when I click up here in the button, the button's not there. And so it adds a candle, click to add a candle. Now I can click light if I want to. I can add more candles. Today's day 4, I think, night 4. Light. Now I can click to light. Even if I click here, nothing happens. Okay, cool. Light, light, light. Happy Hanukkah. That's not terrible. That's not terrible. I am going to mess with the text size. Where do I want to do that? Do I want all my text to be the same size? Click to add a candle. Light. I think so, maybe. Let's just see. So like text size maybe of, I don't know, 24. That might be too big, but we'll see. Click to add a candle. Click, click, click. Light. Actually, it's not terrible. Light. Yep. Click to light a candle. Okay. I think maybe that 25 was not, that's not enough. This is diminishing returns. This is now we're in the realm of just fiddling with parameters and magic numbers and stuff. But what do I want it to be? Maybe 40. So where do I draw my text? I draw my text down here. So this should be text margin. Yeah. Let's see, do I like that more? Maybe. Now I kind of think that should be centered, honestly. What do you think? Center it? Or do you think it's okay to the left? I think let's just straight up center it. Actually makes the code a little easier. This is getting pretty complicated, honestly, but it'll let me delete a couple lines of code because I will always draw my text at width times 0.5. Text will always be width times not there. Actually, that one stays the same. Here, this one width times 0.5. Let's check that and see if it works. Oh my goodness. So, all right. Nope. I need to delete this line, I think. Yeah. Text to line. So text line's always center. These are the lines of code I said I would be able to delete. All right, so let's actually delete them. Play, click to add a candle. I think in the center is fine. Click. Okay, cool. I know that if I decrease the size, it's going to overlap. I don't know how much I care. So if I make this like a width of 300 instead, everything else will work, but my button will be overlapping. I think I'm just going to live with it, honestly, because I think I'm just going to always make it at least 400. That'll be how I deal with that. Okay, click to add a candle. I might be almost done, I think. I'm pretty happy with this. So click to add a candle. I can click, add the shamash. Again, probably saying that wrong. Then I'm adding the candles from the rightmost edge or the rightmost holder. Okay. And then I can go to light. I kind of want to move that to the bottom left now that I'm staring at it, but it's okay. I think it's fine. Now I click to light a candle. And then we get Happy Hanukkah. I'm actually pretty happy with that. I think that's reasonable. Let me do one pass of the code and see if there's anything I can clean up. So we have our setup function, which does the setup stuff, the stuff that never changes, or the stuff that like you start out with this this state, and then all right, you draw a background, and then we draw the menorah, the holder part of the menorah. I don't know if the candles technically count as like part of the menorah, or if like it's menorah plus candles. Like, where does the menorah end and the candles begin, or is it all one thing? I don't actually know. Again, please tell me in the comments. I would love to learn. Anyway, all right, so I draw my my like center piece, and then I draw the arcs for the individual holders, for the individual candles, and I might move some of that around. Yeah, okay. And then I draw my candles. Stroke weight of 8, sure. I think it ended up being fine. Stroke weight blue, I might brighten that up a little bit. So how do I want to do that? It's like RGB. So maybe I do like, I don't know, 64 RG 64255. So it's like a lighter blue. So maybe it looks a little nicer on my dark background. No, I don't like that. That's maybe too. Oh, actually, that's also I didn't change it for everything. I wonder if there's like a traditional like blue color, like is this a specific shade of blue? It also seems to be maybe a mix, so maybe not. All right, 64 was too bright. That ends up being like, I don't know what that color would be. Periwinkle? I don't know. It's not blue anymore though. Yeah, I'm getting nitpicky, but you can kind of see there's like a slight difference. You know what? I don't think it actually matters. I don't think you can really tell. So I'm going to change this back to blue. 1 step forward, 2 steps back. All right, I think I'm fine with the blue. And then I say like, so if shamash is placed, then I draw the shamash. It's here, okay. If mode is lighting or mode is done, then I draw my shamash fire. So that's here, okay. Then I calculate like the rightmost candle and like how far apart I want my candles to be. I could probably do this outside of draw because it never changes, but that's okay. Kind of like it being like close to where I use it, so that makes sense. Then I have this really messy code where I calculate like where the current candle X will be based on which index we're at. So that's how we skip over the shamash position. And then I draw the fire based on the value of lit candle count. So that's how we start on the leftmost and light to the right. And then I draw my text stuff. So I draw either like click to add a candle and then the button, the light button. I might, if I felt like failing with this for a lot longer, I might mess around with like maybe not showing the text after I click. So like click to add a candle. By now I know that clicking adds a candle. So maybe I take this text away, but I think it's fine. And the rest of it in the draw function is the rest of these like drawing of the text. So like now I light, it says light a candle, and at the end it says Happy Hanukkah. Cool. And then so draw fire function calculates kind of a random red yellow color and then a random like kind of taller fire or flame, I guess, and then draws an ellipse at that color and position. And then, okay, here we go. This is all just me cleaning up the code. None of this really matters, but I like to leave it in a state that's a little bit more readable, and hopefully maybe talking through it helps summarize what we did. What do you want? Oh my goodness. Do you want to be here? Is that where you want to be? So down here in mouse pressed, based on the current mode, I either first of all, like if I click in the button, I change the mode to lighting, or I place a candle, or I light a candle, depending on what we're supposed to be doing right now. So that's just kind of mouse pressed wherever you are. And then, light candle and place candle are all kind of similar, where they increase a count and maybe change the mode based on how many either candles we placed or flames that we have lit. Okay, I think I'm done. I think this works pretty well. I was pretty happy with how quickly the functionality came together. I don't know if quickly is the right word, since this video is going to end up being 2 hours long, but it was a process, and I was a little nervous, honestly, that I would not be able to reason through the arithmetic on camera, because it's really hard for me to talk and think at the same time. But we got through it, and I'm actually pretty happy with how it turned out. But if you are coding along and you want to make your own remix, a couple things you might try. So the look and feel of it clearly could use some more attention. So maybe your menorah looks different. So mine's just circles. Maybe yours is some of these really cool nature designs where it's like a tree, or maybe it's geometric like this triangle, or maybe it's a little bit more colorful. Or maybe you go down to the dinosaur theme. There's more than one dinosaur menorah. Please tell me what the connection is. I would love to know the dinosaur Hanukkah connection, because there's a couple different options of that. But anyway, maybe you play with the geometric design of the menorah. Maybe you play with the candles. Maybe they're not blue. Maybe they're different colors. Maybe they're random colors. Different things like that. You could also play with the interaction. So mine is relatively, I don't know, I tried to make it as simple as possible. I don't like that word, but you can click anywhere to light a candle, but maybe you change it so that you need to click on the candle itself. Or maybe you make it so once you light the shamash, maybe you have to click the shamash to drag it around and light the other candles, because I think that's what you're actually supposed to do. So you could play with that. Other things you could do, I don't know, what did Hanukkah look like in your house growing up, or what would you like it to look like? And maybe add some other decorations here, or invent your own, or get creative, and maybe it's a mishmash of different holidays that you celebrate. So, there's plenty of different things you could do to sort of express yourself and to sort of share your holiday celebrations with everyone else. And if you do any of that, if you take any of this code and it's useful to you, and you make your own thing, I would love, love, love to hear from you. So either post a link down in the comments, or even better, come to happycoding.io. This is where I hang out, and come to our forum and post a link to what you're working on, or screenshots, or all of the above. If you have questions, I'd also love to hear from you. If you're stuck on something, or you have a different idea for a video, or if I got or for the many things that I know I probably got wrong related to Hanukkah and menorahs and terminology and stuff, any of the above, I'd love to hear from you. But I think I am done. So let me maybe finish this out by saying tonight I think is the 4th night of Hanukkah where I currently am. So what I'm going to do is add 4 candles, and then I'm going to light them. All right. That was pretty fun, actually. So happy Hanukkah if you celebrate, or if you don't celebrate and you're still just in the mood for it. Thanks for watching. I always appreciate anyone who sticks through it and codes along with me. So thanks again. So I'm going to say have a great day. Happy Hanukkah. Thanks for watching. And as always, of course, happy coding.